karaoke must.
I thought you guys are the tech wizards.
Yeah.
Have we started? Oh, okay. All right, everybody, welcome to the Rob Goodwin experience. What about Rob? I'm here in the beautiful city of Manhattan. Now we're actually in Astoria, and I have two great guests here. We got Patrick Haggerty and Marty Cunny, everybody. So welcome, guys.
Hello.
What's up?
Yeah. I met me and Marty had just moved here from the Bay Area pretty recently, somewhat recently.
Yeah, about 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm. And Patrick is a Staten Island native.
That's right.
So, you know.
New York City, baby.
Those are your guys' credits, I think. Right?
Yeah.
No, Marty I was at Skankfest with, and we were right outside an active murder scene at one point.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I was doing karaoke while someone was getting shot.
That was amazing. That was so cool. We like walked out and waited for it. It was me, Marty, and Dan Wicks.
Oh, nice.
And we were like at the strip club. Were you at we were at the strip club anyway. And right outside, there was like, oh, there's a lot of caution tape around here. And it seemed like everyone near us was scared and hiding indoors and wouldn't let us in.
Yeah.
So and then we had to wait like 15 minutes for an Uber. And the Uber it was hard for them to get there.
Yeah.
Because it was like 4 a.m. and all blocked off.
It was Vegas, right?
Yeah, it was Lewis did it.
Somebody didn't bring enough alcohol to the party.
Yeah, someone filmed the naked roast and Lewis took him out back and shot him. No pictures, doggy.
Yeah.
No, that was pretty wild because it was like everybody pulled up in like the bus from the venue to the strip club and then got off and were like, so can we still go in or what? Like there's just like caution tape everywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
So you guys didn't even get in the club.
No, we did.
Oh,
it was just that like we didn't know we couldn't go in the normal way, so we had to like go around back. And we're like,
yeah.
But
I was pretty in and out by that point.
Yeah, we all were.
Yeah.
How was the strip club?
It was a strip club.
That's the important question.
I talked to TJ Miller.
Nice.
And he was like he didn't seem very interested in talking to me until I told him about a big opportunity that I was up for. He's like, "Oh wow, okay, I'll talk to you now." Yeah, all right, yeah. I was in Deadpool.
They took me off those booger commercials.
Yeah. I can't be in the Emoji Movie 2 anymore. But
yeah, it was a fun hang because like for the artists we had like the VIP section and we had booze and stuff, so it was just fun to hang and like no pressure to like talk to like to like fend off strippers.
Talk to strangers. I thought you were gonna say strangers.
Well, that too. Talk to strangers is the worst.
The first night me and Dan went, I went all 3 nights. Even though I didn't really enjoy that strip club very much, it was really just because they had free booze there.
Yeah,
that was sick.
And it was,
and there was a cool element to having like being in the VIP. And all that stuff.
Right. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have gone.
Is it because it was connected to a casino and casinos do the free?
No,
drinks?
This was completely in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, it was
like.
So it's what you paid.
Like
you pay to get in, and you.
I feel like Lewis's cousin maybe runs it or something.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I think
it was like in between
a marketing company or something.
Yeah, totally. It was in between the Strip and Fremont Street, so it was like an industrial zone in the middle. But there was a pretty great karaoke bar right across the street.
Fuck! I wish I'd gone there.
Yeah,
I
went every night.
Way more fun than the strip club.
Well, that's what I did. Is every night I would take the bus to the strip club. And then just go to the karaoke bar for like an hour or two because the beers were like $3.
Hell yeah!
And then
that's the move.
Get drunk there, and then pop my head into the strip club, say some hellos, and then head out.
Yeah.
You guys were at a strip club in Vegas. I was recently at a strip club in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Oh wow!
Pretty similar.
How was that?
What they do? The Packers?
Yeah. There were some fudge packers in there.
That's what I was trying to get at.
That's nice.
But I couldn't quite word it correctly in that voice.
Maybe it was some curds.
Yeah. There were definitely some curds.
Curds like the Turkish people?
Yeah. Cheese curds.
Oh, cheese curds.
That's a delicacy in Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. It's like, is there a big Turkish population?
Oh, yes. The Kurdish population of Green Bay, Wisconsin.
I was saying, there was a tweet. Sorry,
mostly localized in strip clubs.
Let's definitely get back to Green Bay. Or Green Day, my favorite band. But I saw a tweet today that was like, Japan is actually Kurdish homeland. And it was like a 10-tweet like schizophrenic thread about why Japanese actually belong to the Kurds.
That's good. Was it like a numerology type thing where they're like connecting like word amounts in holy books to be like, it all points to Japan?
Yeah, basically. But then he also had some awesome photoshops going of like, of like Kurdish people with the Japanese eyes, you know. but not in a racist way. He was like, I'm telling you, it's our land.
We are one.
Yeah.
This guy was from Detroit. Like, he was just a dude.
Right. Yeah.
Normal dude.
It's
I just happen to know that Kurdish people belong in Japan.
It's just a white guy. It's like, look, he's like, he's a free Palestine guy, but he's just with a couple screws loose.
Yeah.
So he's like, free Kurds, Japan.
like one page out of some book he read was like switched out with another book, and now all of his wires are crossed.
Yeah, he just got confused and was like, I gotta make some Photoshop.
Yeah, or maybe he's just a guy who likes cheese curds, and he's like, cheese curds belong in Japan.
Yeah. So back to Green Bay.
Right. Yeah. It was cool. Well, it was after a Packers game. Me and my friends went to a Packers game.
Nice.
And you'd think that it would have been like kind of like, oh yeah, like, and I was looking forward to this. I was hoping it was gonna be like a small town strip club with all just like girls from the local college making some extra money. But it was a really nice place.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah,
you're dreaming like a Portland strip club where it's like I'm gonna get a hot dog with chili on it at this strip club.
Yeah. I have heard that Portland has the highest like drinking, or not Portland, Wisconsin has like the most drinkers per capita.
Yeah. There were some
like heavy drinkers.
There were some big people. In
they're big boys. Bears.
Yeah. It changed my body composition how much cheese I ate during that time. There was so much. Everything was covered in cheese or was cheese.
Even
was covered in cheese.
Even this
cheese.
weekend, I was in Cleveland. And I was just like, I got like a breakfast sandwich. I was like, this is. I forgot, like, you know, when you like take a short flight, you kind of forget that you like changed the city. You change an area. And then I eat this croissant sandwich, like breakfast sandwich, and I was like, this is so much goddamn cheese. Like, oh, I'm in the Midwest. That's right.
I kind of thought that when I went to Chicago, because it's like Chicago's a really cool hip city, but it's like, it's bizarre because it's like San Francisco and New York people are pretty fit, and it was kind of a similar backdrop. But everyone's just like dumpy.
Right.
Like, I was like, I don't see a single hot person.
It's like an aperture problem.
Yeah. I was like,
somebody focus the camera wrong.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, where are the hot people that are supposed to be in a cool city like this? Why does everyone look like my aunt?
Yeah.
You know? Actually, my aunt's hot.
New York City is kind of surrounded by 3 or 4 other fairly cool cities.
Yeah.
Like, whereas Chicago's just in the middle of Illinois.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that far from New York, though. It's like an hour-and-a-half flight.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Nice and easy flight.
I think it's because they also drink a lot, and all their food is just classic America, and just big ass portions.
Well, you guys have winter New York, but like they have winter.
Yeah, that's true.
And so they're just like locked down for like 8 months of the year.
They got to get that. They got to get that blubber going.
Yeah,
right.
It's actually very effective for them to be that fat.
Right. It's a survival mechanism. We got to do this or we'll freeze to death.
Yeah.
These hot dogs are a necessity.
Am I not going to go to the Bears game in -8-degree weather? It's the players.
Yeah. I'm
wearing
my tank top. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm doing George Bush voice.
That's funny. That's why they're called the Bears and the Cubs, because they all fucking hibernate.
Yeah.
You know?
Because they have to.
I wonder if that's why.
And also they all fuck people's wives while they look. That's why they're the bulls.
Right. Yeah.
That's
all the black people. The white guys are bears. The black guys are bulls.
Right.
Yeah. It's a city full of gay men and cucks.
Yeah. More like the white sucks. As in sucking.
Right.
A white penis.
The white cucks.
Oh.
Yeah.
The white cucks.
White cucks.
There we go.
We got it.
And the bread sucks because they're chunky. Wow. I think I just had a stroke.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, I did have a fun time in Chicago when I went last year because I got to march in the Gay Pride Parade with the gay men's rugby team.
Nice.
Cool.
Despite me not being a gay man myself, they were very accepting.
Despite you not being a rugby player, right? Yeah.
So you were the Chicago Cub.
Yeah, for one day I was the Cub, and just blatantly doing drugs in the middle of the street with this.
That's awesome.
Squad of like 15 dudes, while we're like passing a rugby ball around.
That's what you were proud of.
See, that's such a gay activity. Like they're all like on a bunch of shit, drinking, and also the most and very athletic and in great shape. It's like, I don't get what something's missing here.
Yeah, that's all they ingest is drugs and alcohol.
Yeah, they just don't eat.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of protein.
It's girl math with boy, or girl dinner with boy addiction issues.
Right.
It's that hybrid vigor.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's kind of probably the best guy to be, is like a gay guy.
The apex of humanity is a gay man, a gay athlete.
I think if you're a gay guy in a major city and you have like liberal parents, your life's pretty that is the life, because they always kill it in business too. You know?
Yeah, just don't leave the city.
Right. I guess there are gay losers though. It's like I think the cream rises to my ass.
It's the ones who want relationships are the losers.
Oh yeah.
If you just want to fuck. I mean, if you're a guy who wants to fuck and you're gay, it's like, dude.
Well, they're all open. Every gay guy is in like an open relationship.
I don't know if I've met any gay men in a non-open relationship.
Yeah,
it's
I learned.
Crazy.
My ex was like a big, like she had mostly gay friends.
Big guy.
So I learned a lot. Yeah, it was a big man. It was. I'm gay.
My girlfriend was a man.
No,
so.
she had a lot of gay friends. So I learned a lot. You know.
Yeah.
And then there are variations within the gay community. You have the stereotypical gay guys, but you also have like the Truman Capote gays. They're like a little bookish. They have big glasses.
It is funny, like people being much more comfortable coming out now is that like when you're doing comedy and then someone says they're gay, like, I didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah.
Like
that's a big gay comedian thing. A lot of them are like straight guy present.
Yeah.
They just honestly.
None of the good ones.
Comedy is for straight men, because straight black men particularly, but all the girls act like guys,
Yeah.
the gay guys act like straight guys, or they do the opposite where they're like a total hello, that guy always kills. The guy's like, so I'm extremely gay.
It's like, you sure are.
It's such a immediately identifiable character.
Yeah, it's like vaudeville.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like I don't know, a race betrayal thing.
Yeah, is that a thing with the gay community?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like there's those like there's like Japanese or Chinese communities like lean in super hard to the stereotype and get laughs.
Right.
But gay guys actually do act like that.
yeah, that's the thing, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
it's like, I think you're actually doing your personality.
I guess there is another level that they could go to, which would be them, like, wearing crop tops and like.
Well, it could also point it. It's like almost like a code. Like maybe they ham it up a bit.
Yeah.
Right.
It's almost like a little code switching thing.
Yeah. They like take it up a notch.
But play it up, which is what all comedians do, I guess.
Yeah, gay guys are also great with theatricality. So that's perfect.
Right. Yeah.
I also like the stereotype comics. I don't think that should go away. No. I like that Zhao Ying Summers is keeping that going. She has this clip where it was the Stan Halloween show, and there's like a bunch of bats on the wall, and she goes, "Oh, someone remembered to bring my lunch." And that's the whole clip, by the way.
Yeah, I remember her doing like a promo video. Do you know Joe Begley in Austin?
I don't know.
He's an Austin comic who was originally from the Bay, and he did like a promo. He was like opening for her or something, and I don't remember the bits, but I just remember being like, "Is this the act?"
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Well, she's only been in comedy for like 3 years or something.
No way.
Yeah, but she's just so hot, and her voice sounds like a Family Guy voice, so people are just like, "Yep, welcome to Hollywood, Zhao Ying."
Cha-ching.
Yeah. She had a club in LA called the Hollywood Comedy.
She had a club?
It was like a I actually never went, but it was just a place where people did open mics, basically.
Gotcha.
One of those quote unquote clubs.
So she opened up a place, the Hollywood Comedy.
It's called the Hollywood Comedy.
That's dangerous with all those L's, right?
This is very fun. That name is
the Hollywood Comedy Ballroom.
Oh god, I hope she never works at Lululemon. Zhao Ying, if you're listening and watching this, I love you.
Wait,
you are so hot.
Isn't that a thing that like the guy who founded Lululemon just made it that way, so it'd be hard for Japanese people to say it?
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Like the original founder wasn't like the person who's doing the branding now.
Right.
It was like some could have been some dumb article that I thought was real and wasn't, but I'm pretty sure I read that the guy literally named it as a joke.
Yeah. Oh, so he's one of those evil gays.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And then someone to him would put something with a lot of S's in it because he wouldn't be able to
say
that without the lisp.
The lisp.
The gay lisp.
Yeah, that's why I love Spanish gay guys. They just lean into that lisp.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing sounds like a snake.
Yeah. Tapas. Shit.
What's this thing people from Spain say? Espanol.
Español. I was talking about this with somebody that, like, you remember the Mexican kids? Oh, I think I talked about this on Zach Amico's Spook Show. But you know how, like, those what was I gonna say? Oh, those kids in do you guys have Mexican kids in your class in high school?
Yeah.
They all took Spanish because they thought it'd be easy. Then a lot of them were like, but they don't speak the kind of, then they got like mad that they didn't like
it wasn't like
speak
whatever
the same
dialect.
Spanish. Yeah, exactly. Because they're speaking Spain Spanish. I think that's what they teach, right?
Yeah, they're speaking Spain Spanish. Also, English class wasn't like, oh, I got this no matter what.
Yeah,
it's like verbiage and like
tenses.
Tenses is like, I don't know exactly how the past participle works all the time in English. I would need to relearn that, and then they're just relearning the stuff that's like the intricacies of Spanish, which if anything they might be worse at it because they just like, oh yeah, whatever allows me to talk to my mom.
Right.
Yeah. Casual.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, past that I kind of like a fucking flashback with that past participles thing.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, I haven't thought about that word in about 20 years. I'm going to bet.
Right.
I guess no, not 20, 15.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
It's tough.
But yeah, no, it's I took Latin, and that was probably pretty useless.
You took Latin. You had an option for Latin?
Yeah, it was a really small group.
It was you and a bunch of priests?
It was me and a bunch of nerds, quite frankly. They were like, "Ooh, Latin," and it was funny. This
will be a great base plate to learn all the other languages from.
Well, the teacher hated me, but she gave me good grades and told my parents he's great, he needs to stick with it, even though she hated me because there were so few people in the Latin program that like she couldn't afford to lose me because it was like a 3-year thing,
it was a 3-year program.
It was. I mean,
was this college or high school?
It was a high school. You could take Latin 1, Latin 2, Latin 3.
Right.
Public high school too. This wasn't like
my school, it was the scholars kids, like the smartest kids would take Latin.
Yeah, I mean, I think I just took it just because I was like, it just seemed more interesting than like Spanish or French.
I took French, and I don't know why.
When I lived in the city of San Francisco until 3rd grade, I want to say, and I took Mandarin in 1st grade. That
actually be useful.
Yeah, that would actually, because they're gonna take over.
Yeah.
Now all I know how to say is ni hao.
Yeah.
That's about it.
That way, when you were, how old were you when you learned?
I think I guess 11. 10,
yeah, right. That was a good age to know it, so that when you're working in the sweatshops, you'd be able to communicate.
That's the appropriate time to learn.
Yeah. Or like doing. Or like, I think the dream would be like to be a newscaster for like CCP propaganda.
Yeah.
They need a nice English face out there.
That's why I learned North Korean.
Yeah, right.
Leader can fly.
President Xi has done it again, everybody. We love him.
I'm just crying the whole time.
Yeah. Loser traitor loses social credit today.
Everyone
shame him.
This is how you say higher up has superpowers.
Yeah.
Another perfect round of golf for President Xi Jinping. And today in sports.
Who knew it? The greatest baseball player in the land, President Xi Jinping, has done it again.
We've won every gold medal.
Bastard West is lying to you and saying we aren't. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and. I mean, I want to sell out so bad. I tried to write for Gutfeld. I applied. They didn't take me.
Why not?
I don't know. They didn't. They gave me like a form letter rejection. It wasn't even like I got to a round or anything. Damn. I was like, I can't even sell it to the right wing.
Right. They could see through you.
Yeah, I guess so.
They know you were a liberal cuck.
I think they did. The comic I know who got it.
The white cucks.
Yeah. Well, he like had a reputation in like right wing like he wrote for like the Young Conservatives newsletter at his college and stuff like that. You know? So I guess you have to have some sort of bona fides that you are right leaning and not just like a loser open micer.
who will do anything.
Well, I perform at the stand quite often.
Yeah. It's like you didn't even read my Adam Sandler sketch. Got felled.
Piece of shit.
Asshole.
Yeah.
Hannity's better anyway.
Does Alex Jones take like
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think he like has reporters.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you can like. I don't know if he has a writer's room.
Yeah, you have to,
I don't think he has comedians.
You have to like throw a brick through his window covered in like a manifesto.
Yeah.
That's how you apply.
This is a great application.
My God, you're a genius.
Yeah. You're hired.
You're hired. I like your initiative. Right. We need someone like you for the war on information.
Now do this again to every other newscast.
Yeah. I think he hires people who look kind of like news people, but they're all just like, it's probably like the open micers of news. Like
it's got to like look the part.
Yeah. I think it's people like wanted to get like local news jobs and can even get those probably.
It's like that guy that did like the Boom Goes the Dynamite. Like
yeah. Oh yeah, like yeah.
All grown up.
Yeah, right. Or maybe disgrace. Actually, no, there's not even any disgraced people. Whoever that girl like, I'm thinking particularly that girl like interviewed Dasha when she got like the sailor socialism thing. Like she was like, she looked like she could be a regular reporter.
Yeah. Well, if he does sports, there's that guy who got kicked. Like he's said called Kansas City the.
Oh God,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Was that the?
All right, time for sports with Don Imus.
Say it again, Don.
Say it again, Don. I really don't care about sports. I just want to hear slurs. Yeah.
There's a free speech, damn it.
Damn, I want an Alex Jones sports segment now. Today in sports, still mostly black people. What the hell happened? We're not covering the NBA, only hockey. And mostly getting you mad about that ice skater who killed that other one, or the hockey guy.
Manslaughter. They just arrested him.
I saw that. That's crazy.
Why? Just
I didn't see what
I didn't see the video.
I didn't see it either. So let's speculate.
Yeah. Have you
They were trying to do the Iron Lotus.
Yeah.
Blades of Fury.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, was this the player who during a game?
Yeah.
But wasn't it just that they got it was just a regular old fight?
Oh, they got in a fight. And did he take his blade and kill him?
Yeah, because isn't that what happened in Happy Gilmore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to die.
But like, I mean, how could it not be an accident if he didn't take off his fucking shoe and try to kill the guy? Unless he like kicked him.
Yeah,
I thought he like landed on him.
My understanding is that it was like a fight and his leg went up and then it hit a guy. Like so, I mean, but that's still just a fight. Like they allow fights in hockey,
right?
So
well, that is.
Yeah.
Unless he was doing
is manslaughter. Manslaughter.
Unless he was doing like one of those judo, like lay on his back poses, like.
Right. Yeah, I guess.
Come get me.
I guess there is a violent act.
Manslaughter is it's an accident, right?
It's an accident, but like you're fighting. I guess that would lead to it is that you're fighting them already, and then you accidentally kill them. But it's like, but you were fighting them, so you have to understand that might have happened. But in hockey, it's like, no, we're doing this for sport. Like, if a boxer knocks a guy's lights out and kills him, is that
I don't know
manslaughter?
I think it is, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Like some responsibility should be on the league. Right.
Like this is what the sport is.
Right.
I mean, it would have been a weird end of the movie Cinderella Man if that was how it went down.
Right.
It was just like, all right, you're champion now, I guess, because the other guy killed the guy.
Yeah.
Or Rocky. I'm gonna kill Apollo Creed. I'm gonna kill the black guy.
And the movie is him breaking into prison to beat the shit out of Apollo.
Out
of Ivan Drago.
Yeah.
That'd be funny if that's how Creed 1 started. It's just Apollo Creed's son killing Rocky for vengeance. It's like John Wick. It's like, you've gotten the final level. This has been driving me crazy, by the way. Do you guys watch a lot of movies?
Good amount.
Okay. I was watching The Killer, right?
That new one with Michael Fassbender. And which I thought was great, by the way. But there's a scene where he meets Tilda Swinton, and as soon as Tilda Swinton sees him, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna die," basically, and like tries to like talk to him a while before like her inevitable death, basically. And I'm like, I feel like I've seen that scene before,
but I could not for the life of me fucking remember what it was.
Yeah.
I went on Reddit on tip of my tongue and tried to submit the question, but they have all these fucking stupid rules and they deleted my post. I was wondering if maybe you guys knew it.
So how does the scene go?
So in my head, there's a movie with a scene of like, you know, kind of just like a civilized conversation, and the other person comes in, and then that person knows, like similar to like they know they can't even put up a fight. They're gonna be killed, and they have like a civil conversation.
It's not No Country for Old Men. Not any like the Anton Chigurh scenes.
Something like that. Yeah. But like
I feel like I know what one you're talking about too. But maybe it's just a trope that we've seen. So many times.
It is a trope. Because I was like, it's not the big pussy scene, but that's similar.
Yeah.
And it's not Kill Bill, but that's similar.
Yeah,
you
know? It's so many.
Something like that. John Wick, maybe. But it was literally driving me fucking nuts.
I don't know if Wick. Everybody. It's not. It's
usually
it's
not like that.
He's restrained from killing them.
Yeah,
right.
Or they have like big action scenes. They don't quite have like the one-on-one scene.
Yeah,
and usually the person that wicks up again, like the part that was driving, because it just echoed it, where it was like the other person like, well, I'm gonna die here, but let me try and like extend it by like, let me try and talk my way out of it, even though I know I can't really.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. I'm going into like the Matrix and stuff like
you're just thinking you're just thinking Keanu Reeves now.
Yeah. Was it Point Break?
I'm thinking
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Hardball.
It was Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula. Of course. That's what it was. It was Devil's Advocate. Oh, you're gonna die. I was watching. This is movie talk, but anyway, if any listeners know what I'm fucking talking about, please write in the comments or tweet it at me, because it literally been driving me nuts, and now I'm pissed off of that fucking tip of my tongue subreddit.
There's also a tip of my penis, which is how you find porn.
That's great. Yeah. That's what I posted on. That's why they deleted it. I was asking film questions.
They sit down and he knows he's gonna fuck him, and he's trying to get out of it.
I was wondering why there were more gay guys mad at me than usual.
Is that true though about the tip of your penis?
That's a
real really.
Because there are definitely some pornos that I remember from my days,
right?
Where I'm like, I can't remember that one.
They're the perverts on Reddit can find it. Yeah. Just if you can like vaguely describe it from memory, some guy will post a video to like a link to X videos, or like a torrent site or something.
Yeah,
and like, here you go. Mm-hmm. It's pretty impressive.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That is great. I love the internet.
It's insane.
Yeah. I got into some like, I watched like so much porn. Yes. You ever like watch porn just to keep watching it?
Yeah.
You know?
Sometimes.
Like it's like not even like you're like, ooh, I got to find like the perfect video. And then I got sad all day that my relationship ended today. I was like, I feel like there's a direct correlation there.
Yeah.
Just filling your brain up with filth.
I mean,
it's like, maybe I'll forget about this.
Well, I ran into her on Wednesday, and then I like watched her on Guys We Fucked, which was stupid. I knew it was a dumb thing to do, but I did it anyway. And she didn't even talk about me that much. She just said like one thing that hurt my feelings, and
probably because you guys didn't fuck.
Yeah, come on. Guys,
lay it out there for
guys. We tried to fuck.
Yeah, there's this one guy who I was with for a while, but we never fucked. And then and then after that,
yeah, she called me gay.
I knew I shouldn't have watched this.
No, yeah, I knew I shouldn't have, and I actually hadn't watched, because I kind of was like on a total like, you know, no contact, like, you know, just resist looking at her shit. But then I ran into her, and then I kind of like,
oh, it wasn't my fault. Well, time to let the floodgates open.
It's a thing of like, it's like when you like break your diet. It's like, well, if I ate this candy bar, I might as well eat.
Time to get a milkshake.
Right, exactly. It's a similar thing. But then I think the podcast hurt me more than even running into her.
Because that's like prolonged exposure.
Yeah, exactly.
And one-sided too.
It's like. Look, first of all, I had to listen to a woman talk for over an hour. That alone. But yeah, it's like you're listening in on a conversation that you're not there for, and you come up.
You can't control it.
Which when that happens in real life, it's hurtful.
Just
enough.
Yelling at your TV like it's a football game.
Yeah, actually, I'm a pretty cool guy to date. I actually did not come up that much, but.
Which is even worse.
Even worse. Yeah. Yeah. There was like a flippancy to how she like referred to me, which made me, which bummed me out. Mm-hmm. So then I just like, I kind of felt like not square one, but I was pretty like doing good, and then it kind of like it was like a bit of a backslide last 3 days, which indirectly I think led to me watching porn for almost 3 hours.
Some reason I can't quite put my finger on.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. That shit sucks.
Yeah. What kind of porn? What are we talking about here?
Oh man, I don't know. I don't want to get into that.
Yeah.
Well,
let's just say Cowboy Bebop XXX. Yeah.
But to be slightly serious for just a moment.
Yeah.
There's a girl who I think about it, and similarly in my past, where she was really important to me, and then I think I might have only been like 15th on her list, something like that, in terms of import. So it's kind of like,
I think that's exactly it. It was like, oh shit, maybe this meant way more to me than it did to her, and that like kind of like fucks you up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, and I kind of get why that would be, which makes it even worse. Like, you can't be like, that dumb bitch. It's like, oh, I guess
she doesn't know what she has. Like, she knows exactly. What
yeah. Well, yeah. It's also just like, it was my first like real serious relationship, and she had already had a few. So I'm like, okay, of course, to me this is a bigger deal than maybe it was to her,
right?
Or maybe she's just being avoidant. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's the other thing is like then you play the X mind.
Yeah, then you're running through all these scenarios that you can't validate.
Exactly.
Right.
There's no real closure to it because it's like, what am I gonna like have another conversation with her about like this? Like no way.
It would have been nicer if she just talked shit about me. I'd have been like, oh well, fuck you too.
Yeah, it's almost worse when it's like not adversarial at a point.
Yeah, exactly. So, so that kind of like bummed me out, and I microdosed some of Matt Maron's mushrooms on Saturday, and that kind of just like exacerbated some of the feelings. But
did it also then, like I know for me, mushrooms, it'll like heighten those feelings, like bad feelings, and then it'll like make me kind of deal with them a little bit.
Yeah, it did feel a little like mental laundry. Like I did feel better the next day, but then I was kind of bummed again today for
more.
I think it's because of the fucking porn. I mean, I think that made me feel worse.
I mean, how long were you watching? Are we talking about here?
Literally 2 hours.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah. That's a lot. Well, that's a movie. Well, you watch a film.
Okay, I beat off.
You didn't watch a porn movie. You watch a porn film.
In my defense, it was broken up over 3 sessions.
Okay.
So it was three jerks.
2 hours in a row would be. That'd be a lot.
The first 2 were pretty close back to back.
Right.
I also hadn't beat off in like a week because I was like, I'm trying to do a thing where I'm like, because I'm trying to like go out and date again and stuff, and I'm like, and I know I'm just. Oh, actually, no. I had a date set up last night that kind of fell through, so that's also why I was bummed.
Yeah.
But I think so. I also hadn't beat off for like a week almost because I like try to like.
Yeah.
If I think I'm just better.
Try to prime the pump.
Mm-hmm.
Almost every aspect of dating is better if I'm not beating off all the time.
Right.
Like you're more present, I think, with the woman. You're more like motivated, and then you like perform better sexually.
Sure. Yeah, you're more. Yeah, you're like, well, this is the only way I can come. Is if I. Yeah.
Right. It's like back to your instincts.
Right.
Even though like monkeys beat off, but I think it's the porn is the biggest is the bigger problem.
Yeah, because jerking off is not supposed to be as good. So if you do it without the porn, then you're like, oh, that sucked. So then you go and try to.
You go analog.
Yeah.
Anal log.
Yeah. Anal log. My log in the anus. Yeah.
Yeah. If you only stimulate your prostate, that's better.
Yeah. Cool. So 2 hours, huh? That's a long. That's a long time.
I know it's not great, Bob, but
yeah. No, that's good. That's all right. Then you just.
Well, now you know not to do that again.
Right.
I mean, I'm probably going. That's
you will, but like at least you know you'll have clear eyes going into it next time.
It was just like I think it was a combination of like a few factors that made me bummed out.
When I go a while without doing it, like the first one's awesome, the second one's pretty awesome also, and then the third one's like, nope, that wasn't any good.
Oh shit. Does this sound better? Should I have been closer to the mic this whole time?
I've heard you.
Okay, good. Yeah,
I stand on the other side of the argument. Feels great every time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. He's like,
the reason I didn't stop doing it.
Yeah. So are you dating anyone right now, Marty? Or
No, I'm purposefully single because I just moved here and I'm trying to like, not really. It takes so much time. and like I'm doing so much shit here.
My thing also is like I think it takes a year just to make friends here, or like to make like.
Well, fortunately, I had like a pretty big base landing here because there's a lot of Bay Area comics. So
what other Bay Area comics are here?
Jim McVeigh, Rahul Pandya, Vince Schwang. My roommate just.
I haven't seen Rohan in a while. Or
sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Rahul.
Oh, Rahul. Sorry, I thought you said someone else. It was a Boston comic. My wires got crossed.
No, James Mora just moved here. Alex Love, Sereni Sakara.
Wow, these guys are all past my time. When I moved here, I knew a bunch of San Francisco comics, but they all moved back.
Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 of like the older guard that are still here.
Yeah,
but like not really people I know that well.
Yeah, the only guy I know from that is Jim, I think.
Yeah,
he's a cool guy.
Yeah, Jim's great. I mean, there's like up to like 15, and there's probably more coming soon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, because everyone does LA, but New York is more similar to San Francisco than LA is to San Francisco.
Well, and also everybody I know that moved to LA from San Francisco just winds up in San Francisco every weekend because that stage time down there sucks ass.
It sucks,
and you got to like really commit to like the club scene down there to really get anything going.
I remember San Francisco because when I was in LA, I would come up all the time to San Francisco to do the shows.
Yeah,
But a lot of LA comics did that, and they got a bad rep, and then it made LA comics get a really bad reputation.
Yeah, because a lot of them fucking suck.
Yeah,
we have some. I mean, I booked shows in the Bay Area and have so many people come up and just be like, "Oh, I'm from LA." I'm like, "You got to send me a clip."
Yeah, that's very funny.
Doesn't mean anything.
It's the one big scene where it's like, I mean, like if I say I'm coming in from New York to a lot of places, they'll like.
Yeah, a little more.
There's a little more, clout, cachet.
Well, also to be flying from New York means that like, they're putting a little more effort than just like I gotta get out of LA.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why. So that's the thing. There's a lot of Bay Area comics that moved to LA, and I'm like, did you move?
Yeah,
because they're just all their posters are for like San Francisco shows. I'm like, but
it's like a 3-to-1 ratio. It'll be like, oh, for every 3 Bay Area shows, they have 1 LA
right
show.
They're like Punchline San Francisco, Punchline Sacramento, and then next Tuesday I'm at the Hollywood Comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like very
the ballroom.
Like, ooh, it doesn't seem like you're killing it in LA.
Yeah.
Well, LA sucks. You need to be famous to get any stage time, or like a disabled woman veteran.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know exactly how it works down there, and I know it's better for certain things, like if you're really trying to get into acting, or like screenwriting or stuff like that. Like, that is the place to be.
That's true. But in New York, if you want to do stand up, though, it's like it's hard. It's like the hardest thing.
Yeah,
one of the hardest things you can do. But you can work your way into the show ecosystem from open mics, whereas that just doesn't happen in LA that much.
Yeah, doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, they have their 10 people. You know what's crazy? I see LA comedy posters, and it's the same fucking 10 people as when I lived there.
Really?
Which is almost 6 years ago. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I mean, it's like nobody like moves away.
Yeah.
So it's not like the ecosystem's going to change, and these people have their following and they're reliable and they're friends with all the bookers.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would it change?
Right.
Boy.
Yeah. So if you're living in LA, get the hell out of there.
Yeah,
Actually, don't come here. Yeah. We already have too many comedians.
Move to Austin.
Honestly, yeah. Austin is kind of like, I don't know. Is it actually a good scene? I can't tell.
It seems like it's a good. I think it would be a bad place to start comedy because like you might be able to work your way into a lot of stage time, but you're going to get a lot of bad habits that you can't transfer anywhere else.
Yeah.
Because it's just going to be a lot of white dudes doing like risque shit. It's like Brian Holtzman shit, The comics
who moved to Austin because of Joe Rogan, that's got to be some of the worst comedians.
Yeah, 100%.
Like not the people Rogan personally invited, but just like the open micers.
The people who are like, now it's a scene.
Yeah, I like Joe Rogan so much, I'm going to move to Austin.
But like
those have got to be like the worst comedians.
When's the last time you were down there though?
2019.
Yeah, so I was down there last year, and I mean there's a lot of good stage time. I didn't realize that it's like a really touristy city. That's like a tourist hub of like the South.
That's true.
And so like a lot of people are there for their bachelorette parties, for bachelor parties.
Yeah.
People are there to party, and so there is I think that's a big part of what you need for like a comedy city is a tourist population. Right?
Oh yeah, when I did shows there, I was like, all these shows are really good. But I just didn't like the city very much at all.
Yeah,
I don't like.
There's also a lot of just young people who move there. So even aside from comedians, there's just young people who move there who are now comedy fans.
Yeah,
I even know
and college kids,
college kids, right?
Like the UT.
I know a few people who were not comedy fans when I knew them. they move to Austin and they tell me, "Oh yeah, I love comedy now."
Wow.
Because it's like, but it's also because somebody, I forget who was talking about it. Maybe Schultz or someone was talking about it on their podcast. Was that like they don't have a sports team or anything like that? They don't. They're lacking a little bit in entertainment besides college football.
Yeah,
they're not big on basketball. They're not big on baseball down there.
Yeah, wow, that's a good point.
They're kind of lacking another entertainment option, and comedy kind of fills that slot with somebody like Rogan kind of making it like, oh, now we're a comedy city.
Yeah,
I
think Rogan probably did help them out. Like, that was like 6 or 7 clubs.
Yeah. Huge, because there's at least I think there's 9 now, something like that.
Wow,
I don't know if they're like full clubs, but like
and plus
dedicated rooms
and a ton of indie shows that are apparently pretty good too.
Yeah,
so.
From afar, it reminds me of what Seattle was with grunge. Rock. Like it's just like, oh yeah, that's just these people might not become famous out of this place, but they're famous here. Right. They're really well known here, and you can work here.
A lot of smaller scenes are like that.
Well, that's kind of what I say. It seems to be like the tippy top smaller scene now. Is that because there's like,
yeah, that's true.
What are you gonna get? Like the mothership is the end of the line in Austin. Yeah. It's not like you are now.
It doesn't seem like they book a lot of local guys at the mothership.
No, and that's it's like somewhat. I mean, like, I don't know. They like the people that work there. It's kind of Comedy Store style, where like all the people that work there are comics. And then like they kind of work their way in the hosts and like hopefully to feature at some point. Right. It's not been around long enough for them to really work through the ecosystem yet.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think it's probably the best smaller scene for sure. But I don't think it's gonna be on New York or LA.
No, because it doesn't have industry. Because like what if you hit the tippy top there, then maybe you have 2 options: is you acquire your own fan base through social media, or somebody takes you on tour with them, right? And that's your 2 best options.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's the same as any other small city.
The best thing you can do is become a regular on Kill Tony, but it's like
cool.
Oh, yeah, cool, man. That's fucking sick.
Good for you.
Yeah. You get to talk to Tony every week. Oh, cool. But I also feel like that show hasn't really broke that many people lately. It was like Hans Kim, and that was it.
And William Montgomery, and even William, love the guy, but like, what is he doing besides featuring for other people bigger than him and like occasional like BC club headlining spot?
Yeah, I think it's like, you can. It's the same thing. It's like you can be famous in the Kill Tony verse. Yeah, but are you gonna like branch out of that? I don't know. Yeah, and it's like, oh, is this like you're trying to make this your stepping stones to the Rogan verse? But like he's not making many stars. A lot of it there is just stars that he's kind of inviting in, which makes sense for the club. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Hans Kim was that was like kind of the one story. The other ones there, he kind of were all from the Comedy Store. Yeah. His apology Asian. Oh yeah. Hey everybody, I actually like Chinese people. And Hans was like, I'm actually Vietnamese. Shut your mouth. You are what I say you are. I'm gonna pull your race out of the bucket. You are South Korean, everybody. You are from Laos. You are from Laos. We're putting that back. And just so you know, I own you. The show's called Kill Tony, not Hans Kim. Kill Hans. It's Die Hard. Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, I think. I mean, it's great. I like that there's another scene. It's just that I don't think it's like it's not. People are like, oh, it's the new LA. It's like, no, it's not anywhere near. I think it's just its own thing. It just seems like it's almost like, if you got big on a cruise ship, you're like, yeah, you're working. Good job. Like you're working doing comedy. It's cooler than that, but you're just working doing comedy, and then you eventually have to get out of there. Yeah, and you could probably make a good living doing comedy in Austin if you're at the top. That's what it seems like to me. Is that if you did it there, it'd be very like insular. Yeah. But you could actually just make a living there, and just like a cover band on Staten Island. Yeah, you can make a living as a cover band on Staten Island if you're just playing every single gig. And that's my dream career. Yeah, hey, I'm sorry. I want to be in a YouTube. Now you just convinced me to move to Austin. That sounds awesome. Thank you. Right. Yeah, I'm going. I'm going to move to Austin and be in a cover band. I'm not going to take advantage of the best of both worlds. Be a cover comedian. Yeah. Carlos Mencia should just call himself a cover comedian. Yeah, and he would have been fine. Save himself a lot of trouble. Just 2 Sam Kinison bits the entire time. I'll bet. I think people do that with Rodney. I think there are Rodney impersonators. Oh, pretty much. Without a doubt. Yeah. Going like, oh yeah, all right. Impersonators was such a baby boomer thing. Have you noticed that? Like, there's no modern celebrity. Like, nobody makes a career after like recent celebrity impersonators. Well, I mean, they end up on like SNL. Yeah, that's true. But I mean,
You're
that's
more
what I
of
mean.
but like on stage as its own thing.
Like I just feel like there was like Elvis impersonators and like Rodney impersonators and like, you know, like
were they on like the Tonight Show and shit like that?
No, but I mean, they just make a living like for what.
I mean, they're all in Vegas,
right? Or Atlantic City. Like, there's still like I've seen people in Atlantic City who just do. Oh, this is just
Atlantic City's premier Tom Jones impersonator.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like
there was an episode
Abbott from Abbott and Costello. I saw a guy who just does Abbott.
Yeah.
There was an episode of you watched What We Do in the Shadows.
I haven't, no, but I know of it. Yeah. Oh, the movie or the show?
The show.
Oh, I've only seen the movie. Yeah.
So the show, there was an episode where they go to Atlantic City, and they're like hanging out with like the Rat Pack impersonators, and like Frank Sinatra's Asian, and it's like they're like,
that's
like
funny.
this isn't right. Like this is all fucked up.
I did it my way.
Ring a ding ding.
Oh, mistakes I've made of you, but that's okay. I was trying to think of a Frank Sinatra song with L's. Like, I couldn't think of Stop spreading COVID. I just ate a bat and canceled. Fry me. Fry me to the moon. It will charge $2 extra.
But there's definitely still
Chinese Frank Sinatra. Let me tell you, folks, you're getting your money's worth. And why won't Gutfeld hire me?
This is bullshit. This is your new submission tape.
Yeah.
Just you singing Chinese Frank
Guys
Sinatra.
and Dars. Oh boy. All right, I'm gonna Google Frank Sinatra song.
Yeah,
we're gonna cut the. What about That's Life?
Oh yeah,
That's right.
That's right,
Matt Rife.
That's what all the people say.
Matt Rife should hire a Chinese guy to sing "That's Life" before his special. Matt Rife.
Matt,
he does so much crowd work for you.
Honestly, probably wouldn't hurt his career one bit.
I think he would only go up. Yeah. Women love him. Like, they love him. He put a spell over him.
Yeah, somebody who opened for him at like his like Sacramento Punchline show was just like, it was the worst show ever because it was just women shouting the whole time.
Really? Yeah. They're all women who want him to do crowd work. Yeah, and they're older, right? He has like a lot of older women fans.
I don't know. I didn't.
That's what I heard.
Specifics.
MILFs.
But it's a lot of like even women who are like have good taste and I respect. I ask them, they're like, I don't know, I like him. It's like I'm not gonna say Eliza Schlesinger is a great comic just because I think she's hot.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Well, I do think Zhao Ying is a great comic though.
I get Eliza, her, and the other, who's the other one that I get mixed up? You probably know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. What's her? The other blonde. The other skinny blonde.
Yeah, I'm blanking too.
Yeah.
Skinny blonde.
Yeah.
Not Amy. Can't be Amy Schumer.
No.
There's one word there.
No.
Two
of Amy Schumer.
Nikki Glaser.
Nikki Glaser.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nikki's nice though. Eliza's evil.
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
Yeah. No, I mean
it's two sides
from
of
the
coin.
Nikki was nice to me once, so I think that she's great.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I get it.
And Eliza was mean to my friends, so I immediately.
It must be Eliza that I don't like then.
Yeah.
So, because her reels are so terrible.
It's very like it's very sorority girl comedy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
She's always looking backwards.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she does that pose. She like crouches too. Yeah. And it's just like she's like 40, and she's like, isn't it crazy? Like blackout. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a little crazy. You're still doing that.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I might still be doing it when I'm 40, but I'm not going to fucking be like, bro, isn't it sick when you get hammered?
Yeah.
It's like, you should have children. Like, you should tend to your children. I guess that's what D'Elia did too, even though he didn't drink. But he was like, drunk girls are crazy. Like, that was like his whole act.
Yeah. Well, there's the I'm blanking on another name, but the guy who's been in a lot of Adam Sandler movies is like Swartzen.
Oh yeah.
Swartzen did a more recent special, like probably like 5 or so years ago.
Yeah.
and he still had his backwards,
like the same character,
backwards cap on,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
he
boy.
like shorts and like same character.
Yeah.
And man, he looked terrible.
Yeah.
It was like,
it is
dude,
one thing though.
see
Like
my-
if he with Swartzen, if he grew up, I'd be like, ew.
yeah,
You know,
Right.
Yeah.
If you come out there wearing a suit, I'd be like, who the fuck is this
I
guy?
think he had some really serious health problems.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's also a closeted gay guy. So
Yeah.
Closeted?
that's what I heard. Oh, is he? I mean, he's that's why I'm okay saying it. It's like it's like an open secret, right?
Yeah,
He's
because
an
he
open
plays a
asshole.
gay guy in every single role he is
Right.
in.
Yeah.
There was pretty funny that like pilot he put out, Gay Robot.
I actually think Nick Swartzen is really funny.
No, he is.
I think
Yeah.
he's like probably the funniest the guy in the Sandlerverse besides Shaq.
Yeah, I loved
my favorite.
Nick Swartzen's like is probably 2 specials were awesome.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that first CD was like
Yeah.
every 14-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah.
that when like we would buy comedy CDs and like
Yeah.
it wasn't just comedian people, it was like regular people bought that. Like
Yeah.
like that Dane Cook album was like the #1 out. Can you imagine?
I had
now?
that. Yeah.
Can you imagine like on iTunes like the top like redheaded Dua Lipa is fucking
David
Lev
Tell.
Fur or something. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, right.
David Tell. Something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
learned about Dane Cook and Mike Birbiglia from a friend of and Mitch Hedberg from
Yeah.
a friend who was not a comedian.
Yeah,
You know, like
same.
I was 15 and we were just listening to a CD.
Yeah, people were like, I think Comedy Central was just so dominant back then. That
Yeah,
like-
because they were like, it was so much more stand-up focused back then, with,
Yeah.
with like Premium Blend and like all the half-hour specials and stuff like that.
yeah, I think now people find their comedians from TikTok and Instagram,
That's
which is
almost entirely. I mean, there's like Netflix and Amazon
Yeah.
Prime will like push stuff to the front page.
Yeah.
and that helps a little bit. but,
Yeah.
like
Mark Norman actually said Netflix was bigger for him than doing Rogan,
I'm sure.
but
I mean,
I think it's also social media is crazy.
because like Netflix kind of like early on branded themselves like a stand-up, like with like the Segura specials and the like the Chappelle specials.
Yeah,
like,
they're really into stand up. They
Yeah.
were like
they're
I
really
heard
staking a claim there because it was. I think it's a lot cheaper for them to do stand-up than it is for them to
Yeah.
buy like real movies.
yeah, that's why actually why HBO when they first started they were like
Big
a
stand-up.
ton of stand up
Because we're comedians are so fucking cheap.
Yep. Like, yeah, here's some easy content that we can underpay the comedian for, and then once we are a name prestigious
Yeah,
brand,
we don't have to worry about these.
we're
people
gonna
anymore.
stop fucking.
Yeah.
No more. Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, now HBO does like one special every like a year. I feel
Well, they
like.
put out a lot, but they don't talk about them at all. They're
Yeah.
not pushed. They're not pushed on like.
That's true.
There's so many people. I'm like, oh, you have an HBO special? I would never have known because like,
Yeah.
it's not pushed anywhere.
Yeah, it's really Netflix is the only one left that can like kind of change it. YouTube and Netflix are the two that like legit changes careers.
Yeah. Yeah, because like anybody can do theirs on Prime. That's not really doing much for you.
Yeah.
And then
Hey, excuse
Hulu.
you. I just got an Amazon Prime credit. Which is
It's actually really hard to get on Amazon Prime.
well. What's funny was it was one of their like original shows, but it's like everyone can get on Amazon Prime. So even if you have a real Amazon Prime credit, everyone's like,
Yeah. So
"Oh,
what?
you're faking a credit." And I was
Yeah.
like, "No, this was a real one."
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't think credits really mean anything anymore. Also,
That's when you use like.
you really just need to have like 10,000 followers on social media.
It's like people that use like going up at a club as like their credit. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, I've done that.
I've performed at this club.
Yeah, back before I like had any actual credits, I definitely just like wrote down clubs I had played as my credits. What are you gonna do? You gotta kind of fake it till you make it a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's just as much a credit as people saying, "Oh, I was on this radio station." It's like,
Right. Or Robbie Goodwin's podcast.
That's
whatever.
right. Well, that's real.
This is real.
It's a real credit. Yeah.
And credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
That's my philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's what you put. That's what you ask them to say when they're bringing you up. Is,
Yeah, you know what?
Credit where credit's due. Robbie Goodwin.
Yeah.
And then you say that as you leave too, and then you pepper it in the middle.
A couple times I've said you can
What
say.
the fuck does he keep saying this?
A couple times I said you can say Sirius XM, and then they'll go up and like you've seen him on Sirius XM. Like, who's seen Sirius XM? Nobody has that. It's
Yeah.
kind of a not a shitty move, but like I did that a couple times, and it did get a laugh. But I'm like, I feel like that's entrapment.
you're
Yeah.
setting up the host.
I'm setting up the
I mean,
host and
I
then being
know
like
a few-
this fucking idiot.
I mean, I know people that use they ask for a specific credit to be said when they go up because they do a bit right.
Yeah,
at the gate
yeah,
on
yeah.
it. Yeah. I know a few people like that.
Yeah.
Dan Saint Germain was the most comics would be like, you can say da 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 da, or like I don't know, you can say whatever, and that's the worst one. I mean, and I think they want you to like, they want to be like, ooh, I wonder what he's gonna say about me. But
And he probably-
Dan Saint Germain was like, The Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon, Conan. He was like very like get these right.
Yeah,
and I like Dan a lot, but it was just so fun because the impression of him is always like, I'm late for a meeting with the assistant at Comedy Central.
My favorite is like showcasing stuff when people don't give me a credit. I say it's their first time doing comedy.
Joe Gorman did that to me at the Punchline. I was like,
is that where I got it?
Oh no, he was like, he was introducing me at the Punchline, and which is not like a club I do all the time. Like I do that showcase about once or twice a year. And he was like, and he was my friend at the time. But he was like,
at the time,
this next, I mean, he still is my friend, but. Sorry, he was like, this next comedian, he's a new guy. I saw him on the street. And he asked me for a favor. And I said, I'll take a chance on you. So please make it. And the audience believed him. So I had to spend like 2 minutes digging out of a hole of them just with their arms crossed.
You're just a guy who weaseled his way on stage.
And Joe does a very funny bit, too, where before we do almost anything, he's like, I'm so nervous. Are you nervous?
Yeah. But I didn't know that was a bit for the longest time.
I can't tell if he's actually, but he does it with things that he's not. He DM'd me. It was like, man, like about a Family Guy joke. And he's like, yeah, I feel like they'd get canceled. They did that today. I'm nervous. It's like, why would you be nervous? But at the Punchline, I was like, I was actually like a bundle of nerves. And he was like, are you nervous? And I'm like, yes.
Yes, you fucking dick. Yeah. For once, yes.
Yeah, for once, actually, this is a nerve-wracking situation.
He asked me that at Comedy Fight Club all the time.
Really?
And that's a good one for me to say, absolutely not.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Of course
no,
I'm
it's
not.
funnier to say, oh, I'm petrified.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I do say, like, oh, I'm pretty,
yeah.
Well, no, because the follow-up is he asks you, are you nervous? And you say no. And he goes, are you horny?
He hasn't given me horny yet. Maybe because he knows I am horny, probably.
Yeah, it doesn't. The redundant question.
Yeah. He knows I only went to Pine Box Rock Shop to hit on open micers.
Yeah.
Hey, babe, I've been a guest on over 3 podcasts.
Over 3.
Yeah. I've been saying that for years.
Yeah.
I think it's funny to keep it at over 3 because it just means 4. But now it's almost really funnier now I've been a guest on like 100 podcasts to just keep saying I'm a guest on over 3 podcasts.
Could really mean anything.
It could mean anything.
Let your imagination.
And you know what? It's literally not a lie.
Right. I used to tell for a while. I was telling hosts to say that I was voted Staten Island's second best comedian of 2016.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's fun.
So, okay, this is a thing. Maybe I'm new here. It seems like it's a joke credit that people use. I don't know if it is. It's like the Coney Island best.
Oh, that's. I think that is a thing. That is a competition.
For a while, it wasn't a joke.
Okay.
If you still hear it, maybe it's a joke now. But for a while, I would hear him like, that means nothing. Like, why? Are you,
That's
why it seemed like a joke when people were saying it.
I think Dan did it ironically, but because Dan Wicks had it as his like Twitter bio. But he won the competition, so it is like I actually could not tell if it was a bit or I think it was like a credit, but he knew. It's kind of like how Matt always says New York Times comedian Matt Maron. It's like a similar thing of like I'm flexing, but it's also funny for me to like keep saying this,
playing both sides a little bit.
Yeah.
Which
is funny. I do laugh every time Matt says I'm New York Times comedian Matt Maron.
Yeah, but when was that the Coney Island thing? Wasn't that like 2 years ago now?
It was. Yeah, I haven't seen it. That's another thing I applied for and got rejected. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna get into if I can't get in the Coney Island Comedy Festival? What festival is gonna take me?
I'm fucked.
If not the Coney Island, you don't have to put me up Coney Island. It's one subway right away.
Take the fucking train.
Yeah.
I just want the flyer.
I'll sleep in the Ferris wheel.
I just want to see the freak show, honestly.
Yeah.
I just want an excuse to go to Coney Island.
Also, where is that comedy festival? There's no comedy clubs on Coney Island.
Yeah.
It's on the Ferris wheel.
Right. I just want to dress as a mermaid. I just want to go.
You're just one of the people on the boardwalk. It's like
yeah.
Right. You're just one of the buskers.
Right. Yeah.
It's a busking competition.
Yeah. It's really just like it's just one of those comedians who hit the mallet, the mallet game, and that's it's just like if you win that game, you win the comedy competition. It's like a little league softball league.
You knock down the bottles.
Yeah. Congratulations, you're the winner. Wow. You hit Pikachu with the squirt gun.
Yeah. No, that can't be it. Dan Wicks won.
Yeah. Hey guys, You guys.
I'm pretty good at this game.
Yeah, I can knock over a bunch of milk bottles with the softball.
I do it by accident in my kitchen all the time.
Yeah.
Just oh no.
I did go to the hot dog eating competition for July 4th this year. That was like one of my first things I did in New York, and
cool.
That was pretty great.
Oh yeah, I heard that was crazy though this year, or like.
Oh yeah, because there was a thunderstorm right as it was supposed to start.
It almost got rained out.
Brian Long goes every year.
It's fun. Yeah. It's pretty good because they have like a lot of entertainment.
Okay.
Like the women's competition was actually a competition because it's not like there's a Josephina Chestnut,
right? Yeah.
Out there just horking down the competition.
Yeah, fuck Joey Chestnut.
Yeah, he really takes it's amazing what he's doing.
He sucks up a lot of. Yeah, he takes the oxygen out of the.
Yeah, it's because at the first like
then people
5
go
minutes,
to see him.
That's what the Golden State Warriors did for years. So.
Only 2.
Yeah.
And we lost the year we won all the games.
Yeah, I know. We lost, that's what I'm saying. Everyone's like, "Oh, the Warriors." It's like we only won, I guess 4. We won 4, but there was only 2 that people were like, "All right, well, we're just."
It was they made 3 in a row, 1, 2, and that was when it was like, "Holy shit!" Like it can't be beat. But
yeah, but then they got beat. Then they came back.
Right, that was great.
Now they're getting beat.
That was
again.
A fun year.
Yeah,
but
I think they'll be good this year.
Like right as it was starting, there was like. I was adjusting to the heat, and I was dripping like it was like a spin class. Like I just had like water coming off my elbows, and then like all of a sudden it starts cooling down. I'm like, oh thank God! And I look up, it's because like I see why it's cooling down.
Right.
There's like the biggest thunderstorm I've ever seen in my entire life, and it rained so hard. It was like I've been in a hurricane, and it was harder than that.
Right, sure.
And so it was like oh, and then we heard the thunder getting closer and closer. It was like, all right, they're gonna cancel it. Ducked into got drunk in a restaurant for like an hour. Walked the boardwalk for an hour, and then we saw the tweets that it was like happening again. And we ran back, and right as it was starting up, that announcer comes out. I don't know if you saw the announcer who like did it. It's like he comes out, and it was like he was reading something from like the Epic of Gilgamesh. Like he was saying the most ridiculous shit. He's like, in all the history of mankind, there's only ever been one mistake that we keep making over and over again. It was just like, and he went that way for like 5 minutes while you can see Joey in the back, like jumping up and down, getting all pumped up. And it was like a viral video for a minute because it was like the intros are so ridiculous,
right? For sure.
And that's like what we're walking up to. We're like, is this it? What's going on over here? I think it's like gonna be like a sword fight,
right?
And it's like it's so disgusting to watch, like just because it's like, on TV you see like 2 people at a time,
right?
In this, I'm just looking at like 15 guys in a row with just like buns dripping down their fucking fat gross beards, just looking like the sloppiest people on earth. I'm like so glad I can't hear it, because if it was like that I'd probably throw up. Yeah.
Well, then they apparently like
the jumping up and down to like hork it down a little bit.
Yeah, to like that way they turn their body into trash compactors. Yeah, like an actual actually push it down.
Yeah.
It's truly a spectacle. I will go next year.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I might join you. Pretty cool.
And then you get to hang out in Coney Island,
I actually like Coney Island. I'm a fan.
I want to go check out a baseball game down there.
Yeah, I want to too. I've never done that. I almost did it this year, but I wanted to go to Seinfeld night, but that's like the one night that it's like hard to get a ticket.
Yeah.
People love that Seinfeld night, myself included. So about an hour. Could you guys do a Patreon? Another hour? Or you guys got to go?
What time is it?
It's 4:12.
I got to be.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick, and we can take a little break.
Cool.
And then, you guys have anything to plug?
Yeah, my butthole.
Talon Bar every Thursday night at 9.
Nice.
Bushwick.
Patrick Haggerty Comedy Instagram.
Me too. Marty Cunning Comedy.
Tomorrow I'll be doing a guest set before Jeremiah Watkins at Rooster Teeth Feathers, and I have a bunch of like San Francisco spots, like top 2 or 3 weeks, including judging roast battle at Cobb's on I think the 28th, something like that.
Those are fun.
Yeah, I can't wait. So we'll be right back. I think for the Patreon. I'll just make sure it's okay with the Scott. I forgot to ask if we could do 2 hours. All right, thanks everybody. Bye.